What's up, everybody? GR Zerza here, and today I am bringing you a video of this new card game that I've been playing I really like called Legends of Runeterra. It's the Riot made game based on the lore from League of Legends. I'm not a League of Legends player. I really know nothing about any of it, but once I got through the tutorial of this game and learned how the mechanics work, I am just very impressed. A lot of really good decisions made by the developers, and I'm just going to kind of go over a little bit here of the stuff that I wish I knew when I started, and like what my plan is, and how the mechanics work. So let's jump right into it here. First things first, there's a reward system. You don't buy packs in this game. So there's a bunch of different, I guess we'll call them factions, and let's take a look here. We can sort by the regions, I guess that's what they call them, and there's 7 of them. So what you do is you pick which region you want to work on. So as you can see here, as you gain experience, and I'm going to go over the ways you get experience in a minute here, but as you gain more, you unlock these rewards, and you'll get cards from this region. So if you want to change and work on a different one, you can see like I'm level 3 on this one. I just started it, and I'm level 11 on that one. So basically what I'm doing is I'm not buying cards. I'm just working on these because I don't want to buy a card and then open it in one of these packs. So yeah, I'm kind of crippling myself a little bit by not, having better cards to put in my decks, but the way I'm getting experience is a little bit different. So it's not that important that my decks are like really good right off the bat. So the way that I'm getting experience is one, they have in the top right corner there, I have like what's called rested. So I'm getting 50% catch up XP. I don't know why, but I've had that since I made the account. So the ways you get experience is you can play with a friend. You'll get 100 experience for losing and 200 for winning, and then you get an extra 50%. So you can get 300 for winning. So me and a buddy just played a bunch, and I got experience. But then eventually that stopped. I think it's around like after 5 losses you don't get any more, and after 5 wins you don't get any more. And then when you play in regular play mode, it's the same thing. So what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll just surrender until I don't get any experience for losing anymore. And then I'll play and win a bunch, and then I get the full experience for winning, and then eventually that kind of dies down. They also have quests that they give you, and then there's the login daily rewards. So anyway, I didn't want to spend too much on that. The quests are usually, like kill 10 things with spells or, stuff like that. They're always worth doing. And then the weekly vault, your experience goes into that and it keeps leveling it up. So kind of like in Hearthstone, the way the rank mode will like make your rank chest better every time you rank up. That's kind of what this is, but you get it every Tuesday. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to get my first reward next tomorrow. Or in 2 days. It's Sunday. Sorry, quarantine brain. Anyway, let's do a match here so I can go over the mechanics, which is like the meat of the game, because this is why it's so fun. So I'm just going to challenge my second account here. 1 second while I get that going here. For some reason, my tablet isn't recognizing my thumbprint. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to pick a random deck here. The decks are 40 cards, and you can have up to 6 champions or heroes, whatever they're called. So, like, the characters you would play in League of Legends, those are cards, and you can have 3 of any card, including the champions. So you can do 3 of one champion and 3 of another and have 6, or you can do 6 different champions and have 1 of each, or you can have 0. You don't have to have any. And they have to be within the two regions or factions, you know, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, the mulligan system, pretty self-explanatory. You just replace what you don't want, and then you click OK. So this game works where you have simultaneous turns. So right now it's both our turn, but if you can see right here, I have the attack token. So I get to attack first. So I'm gonna play a 1-drop, and then my opponent is just gonna pass. Okay, so every time you do something, the priority passes to your opponent. Now I'm gonna attack. So if I were to play something else here, then my opponent would get a chance to play something else. But if I just attack, they don't get to play any creatures to block with, or any allies is what they're called in this game. So now because I attack, the priority goes to them. They can play like instant cast spells, you know, stuff that might like kill that creature. But yeah, they had lost their turn to play anything. Okay, I'm gonna have him just play this. So right here, because he played that pre-combat, see they have the token now, and I got this mana here. So if I had something I wanted to deal with that, I could do it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to pass. So let's say that they attack, right? They click attack, and then I'm able to just block it like that. And that's how combat works. It's pretty simple. Now, one thing I want to point out is if you look right, you can't see my mouse. Yeah, right here, spell mana. So on my turn here, there's another main phase. So I think of it like you start out with a main phase, and then you do your attack, and then you have another main phase. So for both players, and like I said, it always goes back and forth. So right here, I can cast a quick attack, which if you mouse over, it's like first strike. Like in combat, they'll attack first. So if they kill the creature, they don't get attacked back, which is really good. Or what I can do is if I click pass, the turn will end, and the 2 mana that I have right here goes into my spell bar here. Okay, so this is mana that you can use for spells, and it's only usable for spells. And when you cast a spell, it takes from here first. So if I had a 2-cost spell, which I do, okay, I get to cast this basically for free from mana that I saved. Now you see there's a maximum of 3 bubbles here, so you can't like store up 7 and have 7, you know, and then cast like a 14-cost spell on turn 4 or whatever. Like, you can't do that. So there is a limit to it. This is one of the heroes. So the way these work is they have their base stat, right? And then he says to level up, I have seen 4 allies or an allied this card die. So it keeps track of the progress here. See, he hasn't been in play to see 4 of my allies die. So he's 0 of 4. Now, what happens when he levels up? Well, you can just like click onto the next card right here and see it. Oh, he gets bigger and he gets double attack. That's really good. So that's how the heroes work. And one thing I want to point out too is well, let's have them play whatever. An elusive creature. That's like flying. So so like the turn's all done. Next turn they're gonna get the token, whatever. Okay, so like strategy wise, one thing that I've noticed is that sometimes it's good to pass, because there's situations where they might want you to play something first so they can kill it, and then if you just pass and they have already passed, then the turn will end. Like if everything's been done, if attack's already done and everything, like you can just kind of trick them into. Okay, so let's one thing I want to show you guys here. So this guy's gonna attack, right? So let's say they do that, and then I click pass, right? Because I get priority because they did an action. They attacked me. That was their action. So now I get to do something back. So right here, I'm like, okay, I kind of want them to do their stuff first so that I know what I want to play because I'm going to get to attack at the beginning of next turn. So I'll click pass. And then right here, they can make a decision. I don't want him playing anything else, so I'm not going to play anything. But we're going to have them play. We're going to have them play a Jinx. That's another hero. Okay, so now they're kind of like tapped out, right? They have no mana. So now I can say, well, I'm going to do this because it has quick attack.
Safety mode. Didn't build one.
And I do have a Lux, which is another hero or champion. Okay, so now they passed. I'm going to play another 1-drop. And then I have 1 mana left, so it will go into my bank. So if I draw a spell, I'll be able to play that with using that mana. And I did draw a spell. Okay, so right here, let's say I really want to get this guy out so I can attack with him because everything has haste in this game, right? If you play it, like, you can attack with it. But the board is arguably very favorable for me. I don't want them to play anything. So attacking before I play something seems like the right call because it won't allow them to play anything to block with. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to play a 3-2. I see they have a 4-3, but mine has quick attack, which means it's got first strike. This one too, see how it's all lightning? And it has that little sword icon. And again, you can mouse over it to see it. Really nice. I like the way they do the the cards in this game. So now they have an option to block, and there's no good block for them. So they're gonna skip blocks. So yeah, the game, like I said, I haven't bought anything yet. These are just starting cards, but once you start getting into some of the different decks and some of the different mechanics, and the tutorial does a great job of explaining like all the mechanics. There's challenges that you do that like set up little scenarios or puzzles, and those really help you understand that. And they give you a ton of experience when you do it. So just make sure that you select the region you want to work on before you do that. So yeah, that's about it. The game's very sound. You know, you got to deal 20 damage to their Nexus, and that's how you win. You can't attack things that are in their like standby, but you can target them with spells. I just didn't happen to draw any of my direct damage spells, so I didn't get to show that off. But mainly showed how the game is played, and that's what I wanted to do. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Everybody stay home and stay safe, and have a good one.